Hi there again, everybody. Welcome back to Prestige Auctions. It's aftermath time once again, and wow, what an auction that was this week. From the moment the stuff started coming through the door 2 weeks ago, ready for this auction, and when we was putting into our storage areas, you could see there was some good stuff amongst it, but I didn't quite realise just how good some of this stuff was going to sell. When we opened the doors on Friday, we reckon we had in excess of 1,500 people through the doors on Friday. A steady trickle from 8 in the morning until we was chucking them out at 7:10 on Friday night so we could actually go home. Lisa was still doing commission bids at gone 11 o'clock at night. So it was an extremely busy day. Quite stressful in parts for some of the staff because we've just had so much on. We had the double viewing, of course, because we had the specialist sales coming up this Wednesday. So there you go. We was excited about it. We knew there'd be interesting things like the car. We knew there'd be interesting things like the specialised tools and things that was in. But we never expected the auction room to be quite as busy as it was yesterday. And it was busy the entire day. It didn't slack off when the furniture came on. It was just busy. And so this is what I always say, and I say I don't want to turn this into a podcast, but when people bring up Prestige auctions, the one thing we always say to them, when they bring up Prestige clearance and they're talking about getting a house cleared, don't chuck anything away until we've looked, because you never really know what we can sell at an auction. One of the things that's frustrating the hell out of me recently is people ringing up for house clearance quotes, and they're going, we've done nearly everything, we've just got the furniture left. The furniture is the least desirable piece when it comes to our auction. We can sell furniture, and as you see yesterday, quality bits of furniture were making hundreds of pounds yesterday, but most houses have got very average furniture. So please, everyone, get out of this habit that all auction rooms want is furniture, because it's the smalls that sell. It's the smalls that make the money. So anyway, let's have a look. I mean, you wouldn't know this, but this is actually my third attempt at doing this video, because every time I've made a mistake. So I'm going to try to get this done properly for you this time by putting desktop. There we go. I didn't do that last time. So we started off with this lamp here, which was a quality piece, and I think that did 40 or 50 pounds, something like that. As we came down the top shelves, even the Tiffany effect lampshades there were making some money. The Dragonfly lamp and that, I think they was in 40s and 50 pounds each. Red Rum and Desert Orchid there, 85 and 90 quids. They were popular. This was a surprise though. This was a bargain. 12 quid for the two elephant plant stands there. Normally they make 40 odd quid though. So, somebody got a bargain with those ones. The steins and the jugs, the boxes of plates and some of the albums. That one there, which obviously was, a photo of my chest. Maybe not. And then you come down here, we've got the boxes of cameras, the crockery, the pottery, the Pyrex, the scale extra. It was all selling. In fact, considering we had over 1,400 lots in this sale, there wasn't a whole lot of not solds in the grand scheme of things. As we came down here onto the other set of shelves, then the Ainsley pigs, they sold okay. Quite happy with those. They were good quality items though, and I think that's what it was this week. Quality across the board at Prestige Auctions, and I just blew me away just how good the bids were. And then of course we got onto the disposable vapes. There was, look how many there was. It was just bag after bag after bag after bag after bag of these disposable vapes. Well, of course, don't forget everybody, these are being, I think, outlawed or made illegal or whatever from about June this year, I believe. So you are going to see an abundance of shops wanting to get rid of those before they can't sell them anymore. So, of course, some of them are making their way to the auction room, much to Lisa's pleasure, because she bought a lot of them. Anyway, as we came around here, we sold the classical CDs, and the big thing for me this week was the clothes. Well, I'm not going to lie to you, I hate selling clothes. They're hard to sell, but this lot wasn't. This was good quality clothing. That was the one I wore on the sneak peek this week, the Nigel Farage type jacket. And then as you came down here, the sheepskin coats. And then you got onto all this stuff towards the end, which was more sort of stuff for cowboys and Indians type stuff, and some of these makes inside it were quite good. This attracted quite a lot of bids, so people people noticed, they see the labels, these jackets and things, they cost a lot of money, so people were bidding up for them, which was great to see that clothing can actually make money when it's the right stuff in the auction room. As we came down here, some of the shoes and that, one or two of them sold. This one did okay. There was a few bidders in the room for this one. The clock that I really liked as well. There as well, the Trenchard vase there, that did a few quid as well. So again, trying to give you ideas. Why do we do Aftermath? We do Aftermath because we want to show you some of the things that you need to look out for. Some of the things you might be able to put into the auction yourself and make a few quid on. You might be able to pick up at a charity shop, a jumble sale, or even a boot sale or something, or maybe just being given it by a neighbour. And if you chuck it in the auction, you know what, it could be a chinky job. And what I mean by that is you could buy your chinky on a Saturday night for 20 quid or whatever from the stuff you've made from the auction. Don't just chuck stuff away for the sake of it. Recycle it in the auction room is the best way. All of the Dalton stuff and the Coalport ladies, mixed bag really this week on these. That one was quite cheap, I thought, unless there was some damage on her I didn't notice. But the Coalport and Dalton ladies and things, again, lots of bids in the room, but they weren't going to high prices. But that's what you found with these things these days. The atomizers sold okay. They're always a popular thing. And as we came onto these shelves here, we had some of these interesting character jugs there, and Charlie Chaplin and is that a footballer there. So there you go. And the carved owl sold okay. As we came down here, the Murano clown, if it was a Murano one, considering it's a little one, he did 30 odd quid, that one. Yeah, that was fair money for that. That was fair money indeed. The Buddha heads, they sold. The fire sticks, they was all selling. That started off slow. The Guinness plate there, the Wedgwood limited edition Guinness plate, and then all of a sudden the bids came for it, and before you knew it, it was starting at 3 quid. Before you knew it was 10, 20 quid, whatever it was. And then there was a few bids for boxes of assorted jewellery. These badges did okay. Now we see one or two of these come in sometimes, just in sort of mixed boxes from house clearance. These are worth money. These are very collectible, especially if you get into some of the old London ones from London Transport. Some of these can be worth hundreds of pounds each. Most of them are general, but keep our lookout for them. Don't not look. It's good to buy this stuff. The coins we did this week, that set did quite well. Didn't see, can't remember what all these did. I think I'd just nipped off the rostrum and Lisa started selling all this stuff here. And then I sort of came back on for the jewellery. Now, there was one piece of jewellery that did extremely well this week. Where is it? It was... Oh, the puzzle ring sold okay. Everyone was making above scrap, that's for sure, but there was a lot of bids for this ring here. 377, the antique seed pearl with gems, and that was a nice ring. I think it ended up at about £250, but antique jewellery is the way. That's the things that people want to buy. That's where the money's at. Good money for the chain as well, which we found in a vase in a house clearance, so that we don't even know that the vendor will know that it was there, and they're going to be extremely happy when they realise that did over £300 in the auction yesterday. And then we got onto the coin sets. All of the coin sets sold. They always do. Coins. People love coins. They're not so keen on stamps anymore, but coins are the way forward. The bags of uncirculated sequential £1 notes, we're doing between £25 and £30 for 5 or 6 notes, so averaging sort of £5 a note. If you take them back to the bank, you get £1 each for them. So don't take them back to the bank, take them to Prestige Auctions. As you come down here, more coins, and then we got on sort of the back shelves and things. Even the vintage handbags were selling well. Suitcases, they all sold. And then we got onto some of the electricals, and then this stuff here, this did quite well. The JVC, but this kind of look hi-fi is doing the money these days. I think the amplifier did about 60-70 quid, something like that. So again, don't chuck these things away. Get them to the auction room. If you know somebody that's getting rid of this stuff, or they're going, I'll take it to the tip, don't. It's time to bring it to us. Get it booked in with us, and we'll get it sold for them and make them some money. So as you come down here, I think did Lisa take over at this point? I'm not sure. I honestly can't remember. No, I think I was it was Smurfland, wasn't it? So the Smurf stuff, well, who'd have thought it? I mean, I knew how collectible this stuff is, but the old Smurf stuff from the 1980s, this was making some money. You had the Smurf houses, you had the big bag of Smurfs there. This was all the original stuff, and then the Super House. Some of this was doing 80-90 quid. There was lots of bids for the Lennox spice jars again. I think they did over £100 once again. Always popular, these things. And then we came down here I'm sure we had some more Smurfs somewhere. There it was. That one there, I think that was about 100 quid as well, that box of Smurfs. So, again, Smurfing stuff, don't chuck it away. If you find it in an attic or whatever, get it to Prestige Auctions. Let's get it sold for you. We got onto the back room, onto the side tables. The records were selling extremely well. Lots of bids for those on the book and in the room as well. Some of these racing pictures didn't make much money, sort of £3 and £4 each, so there wasn't a lot. And then the torso that sold, the Technics deck there, again, another fantastic piece that made reasonable money as well. And then when you come down here, we got through all the pictures and everything. And I think Lisa took over somewhere around here. So Lisa sort of did all these bits. I'm not quite sure what they did. I know she sold all the things of Teddy's again, which is great. And then we got to the hi-fi. This one there, look at that piece there. We had, I mean, I can talk about it now because it's after the fact, but we had a £600 commission bid on the book for that, and the room matched it. So the room takes it under our rules, as we say. So £600 for that one. Again, stuff that may or may not have just been discarded. These lights, these are sort of old studio lights. They were doing £30 a piece. I'm not quite sure how much the hats and things did. I only know about the others. And then the mirror, remember the mirror I told you all about during the sneak peek last week when I zoomed in on the maker and everything? Italian mirror. I think that cost about 1,500 or 2,000 quid originally, something like that. Made £190 yesterday in the auction. Good money for a mirror in an auction because mirrors don't always make that much. Lisa then went on to sell the pictures, and then she went through this room. Now I can't say a lot about it because I must say I was filling my face with hot dogs at this point. So we went through all this, and I kind of took over again as we went into the tool room. And the tool room had some decent stuff in it. We'd done a big house clearance this week and the week before, and there was some nice stuff. The stuff in here was quality. That's the thing, you know. When you're looking at something like that, for instance, this here 921, a big extension lead, you know, they are 30 and 40, 50 pound even now in the places like B&Q and Wicks and that, with long leads on them. Particularly that one there, you think how much that one costs? I bet that'd be a 50 quidder. There's that much wire on it, and none of this stuff is cheap anymore. So people are coming to the auction room to try and find it. Why would you go and buy a new one? Well, you might have lots of money that you like to waste, but of course we don't. Us auction people, we like to go and buy stuff a little bit cheaper if we can. So there was all sorts of stuff going on in the room here. We had some planters, we had some Buddha plaques, and we had some... I don't know what they were, testers or something, I think that was called. The bucket of rope, that struggled a little bit, which surprised me. I was nearly tempted to bid on that myself. The dolly tubs, again, if you ever get any of these old washing tubs. Now, this one had a few holes in it, so that didn't do as well, but these ones here were doing £50, £55 each in the auction. I think one even did £60 to a private buyer. So... again, often found in gardens, often found in greenhouses. People often chuck them in skips or leave them out for the scrap man. Where do the scrap man take them? To the auction room. Of course, because they're not daft. Get them down to Prestige Auctions. House ladders, 50, 60 quid. They did all right. And then some of the fishing gear that we had in the room yesterday was quite old hat. So it wasn't making so much money. But there were bits in amongst it that did sell okay. So, you know, again... a lot of people that do fishing now, they like the modern stuff, you know, carbon fibre and everything. So some of the old rods do struggle a little bit. The wishing well did good. I think that did £40, £50 yesterday. Again, just garden items, something that people often forget when they're doing house clearances. One thing I say when I'm doing a quote is, well, what's in the garage and garden? Well, can you take that stuff? Yeah, of course we can. Don't leave planters, don't leave pots. Had this conversation with a woman this week, in Cleethorpes, just off North Sea Lane, talking about things that are in the garden. Said, we might just leave them for the new people. My question is, why? I mean, the first thing I said to the lady was, well, let me ask you a question. Did they knock you down on the price? She went, yeah. By 10 grand or whatever it was. I went, so they've knocked you down £10,000 already, and now you're starting to gift them things out the garden. Why? Why do it? You know, at the end of the day, say to the people, if you want the things in the garden, it'll cost you 100 quid. If not, I'm going to send them to Prestige Auctions and make some money myself. Now, if people are knocking you down on prices for houses, don't be giving them stuff as well. We see it all the time. Oh, we're leaving them the fridge freezer and the washer and the three-piece suite. Entirely up to you, but I think it's crazy. Anyway, there you go. This one here is a nice water feature for the garden. That sold okay. These set of steps here, that tall set of steps, I think they did 60 odd quid, but I had my eye on those. I thought they were good set of steps, that, and will come in really handy for somebody. As we came down here, we got towards the back end of the room. Then we started selling these absolutely fantastic bits of all these tools and things, vacuum pumps, everything sold, everything did fair money, through the chisels, through the cutters, the various router bits, the boxes of assorted, the electrical pieces, the dowel, you name it. It sold okay. This stuff that we've been getting from this house, we've had 3 or 4 loads from them so far, and we've got more booked in, has been doing very good money because it's very good quality items. Of course, then we got onto this. Well, this was the talking point of the auction, and this was a fantastic piece. It was the Citroen C4 Picasso, only done 29,000 miles, full service history. We always knew it was going to sell well. We never just realised how well it would sell, but it did £3,800 under the hammer, which, you know what, is pretty much its money. With the commission on the top, it pretty much takes it up to the book price. So at the end of the day, I would say that, you know, the person is going to be quite happy with that. Anyway, then we came on to these fantastic, what are the Diecast items and things. So, sorry if there has been a bit of an edit there, but someone called me out of the office. So we started onto these Diecast items, and again, a bit of a mixed bag with these. Once or twice in the past, these have done really, really well in the auction. And yesterday there was a little bit flat, I think, but 1 or 2 of them did okay. And of course, we had a chap in the auction, anyone that was there, got a bit upset because I missed his bid. You know, we never want to miss bids, but we do like you to make yourself real, make a noise if it looks like I'm going to miss your bid. I don't want to miss bids. Of course, there you go. This was the interesting bit as well. This old ship's compass, which was won by the resident boat buyer. Anyone that tried to bid against him, his arm was firmly up in the air. He was taking it home all day long, and I think he was pretty pleased to win that one as well. Anyway, then we came on to a lot of die-cast buses and trams and things like that, and again, which all did okay. You know, there was money for them, and then we came on to this old thing here. This was a bit interesting. I don't know how old that was, but again, there was bids for it, plenty of bids on commission. Then we got onto the gaming stuff and the CDs, and then we got onto the appliances. Well, appliances this week in Prestige, there were some quite good appliances, whether it's after a freezer, a fridge, a tumble dryer, or a dishwasher, microwave. We had everything. We had tellies as well. Then we got onto the double wardrobes, triple wardrobes even. They all sold, and furniture sold pretty well yesterday, to be honest. So it just shows you that how weeks can change week on week in the auction, because you know this stuff was selling well. It could look quite nice. It was quite well presented this week, which always helps as well. And of course, we then came down here. We sold these Mexican pine pieces, the school trays there, and there was a lot of interest in this. The telephone bidder won this one in the end. That was actually put in by ourselves. We'd had it for years. We used to use it for prize draws and stuff. Originally started its life in a casino. Over £200 for the suite there, which wasn't unexpected. It was extremely good condition, really nice item. And then we got on to, where was it, the sleigh bed. I think there was over £200 for that as well this week. So again, quality sells. Leather chairs, they sold okay. And then we got onto these, and then these were £3 each. People didn't warm to these. I don't mind telling you, we've bought one of these for our podcast studio, so we are going to raise it up a little bit, because I think that was the problem with it, is they don't look very comfy and they were quite low down. So there you go, that made £42, and then that one made 20-30 quid, something like that. And then of course we ended up the day with 2 cabinets there. Well, I'll tell you what, everybody, what an absolutely fantastic day. I want to say thank you to everybody that got involved with this week's auction, both in the bidding, the vendors, the house clearance, the solicitors, the estate agents, and everybody else that makes Prestige happen every single week. We've got another massive auction for you this week. Don't forget, we've got a massive auction for you this Wednesday. 2 auctions, one in the morning, which is live in the room, and then another one which is on Easy Life timed in the afternoon. If you want to get involved with them, go over to easylife.com, easyliveauction.com now, and you'll be able to get involved with the bidding if you type in Prestige Auctions. Then we've got back next Saturday for another humongous sale. We've only got a couple more sales before we have a 2-week break. So if you are a boot sailor or a side hustler, get these items purchased now while you can before the break, because you're going to sell out during the break, I hope. Don't forget, if you have enjoyed today's content, then please hit the thumbs up button and maybe consider hitting that subscribe button to get more great content from Prestige Auctions. Until then, all it leaves me to say is the usual. See you all very soon at the auction.